a minute in and I have literally said nothing, so. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here, and if you are a previous viewer, welcome back. It's me. You know, not much has changed. Those of you that don't know, it was my birthday 2 weeks ago and I turned 29, which still, I literally forgot how old I was yesterday when somebody asked me and I was like, oh, 27, and then in my mind I'm like, tiny bit older than that, love. So anyway, first of all, if you're new here, you'll know that normally I film on my phone, but I have since upgraded and came into the possession of a fantastic new camera which has a viewfinder. So if you see me looking up, it's because I'm looking at the viewfinder and not at the lens, but I'm doing my best, okay? And also if the lighting's off, I don't know if the lighting is going to be fucked or not, so I might have to film this twice, I don't know. Anyway, every year on my birthday I write myself a list of all of the things that I've learnt in the amount of years that I've been alive. So for example, this year obviously I turned 29, so the list is 29 things I've learned in 29 years. Normally, I think I've done this once before, but I privated the video, but normally I don't share the list because I think every list is personal to everybody that does this practice. So obviously the things that I have learnt or the things that I find important enough to put on the list, it's not going to be for everybody. However, I thought, do you know what? Maybe somebody will get something from this, and how can we connect with each other if we don't share? So I'm very big on, I'm really trying my best this year to reach out and connect to people in different ways that I normally wouldn't do. And so I'm going to do this way and read you guys the list from my journal. I am going to make the correct reductions that need, or the necessary reductions that need to be made, but this is the list of 29 things I've learned in 29 years. So let's get into it. Number one is that I am truly capable of creating any life or manifesting any opportunity that I want. I think this in itself is huge. Like, anybody can learn anything from that. You literally can. If you can imagine yourself doing something, you can do it in real life. It can be reality for you. So that's that one. I think it's pretty straightforward. I love manifestation, love manifesting, love a vision board, love scripting in my journal, love actually going out and doing the things that are necessary to get those things done. So number two is that I should take as good a care of my health as possible while I still can. This one has come straight into focus for me, particularly in the last couple of weeks, because on the day of my birthday, so after I'd written this list, my uncle had a heart attack, and he's fine, like he's okay now, but that in itself, and he's like quite healthy, so it was crazy to know that I'd written that down, and it just was like there serving as a reminder, like, take care of the body that you're in. This is the only body that we get in this life, and I think that's a super important thing. Eat well, exercise, you know, drink lots of water, take your vitamins, all those sort of things. Number three is always try to learn something from any given situation. And, you know, the next thing after that is number four. I need to say it in conjunction with each other. So number three was always try to learn something from any given situation. And number four was sometimes an experience can't be turned into a lesson. Sometimes things are just fucked. And I think obviously when you can turn something into a situation where you can take a lesson from it, great, but sometimes things are just no good and they're unfair, and that's what, like, I mean, it's not okay, but it's like, that's just life. And I guess the mentality that I have now is that sometimes not everything does happen for a reason. I would say the vast majority of things happen for a reason, but sometimes things are just really bad and you just have to accept it and move through it, because, you know, it is what it is. However, in the case where something can be turned into a lesson, I always I'm a silver lining kind of person. I'm always looking for the silver lining in anything and everything. And I think it's a really positive way to live life and to exist, because I think it's important to see the goodness in people and in the world around us. So yeah. Number 5 is not all friendships are meant to last, no matter how badly you want them to. And this is a lesson that I've been learning quite a lot over the last probably 3 years particularly. I had a couple of pretty big relationship breakdowns that I thought would never break down. And, you know, it's challenging for me because I'm the kind of person that literally will hold on until it's like, I'll keep flowers until they're dead. So for me, letting go of friendships is kind of, it's so hard, but sometimes it's just necessary. I don't believe that we should be, you know, existing around people that make us feel bad about ourselves, or, you know, bring out negative emotions and feelings and behaviours. Leads me into number 6, which is let go of people who make you feel like shit. And then in brackets, I've got, please learn this in 2023. Yes, that is literally a lesson that I need to learn myself. So come on girl, get onto it. But yeah, I think it just goes to show, like, don't hang around with people that make you feel shit, because it is like, it will, you know, rise up in other areas of your life as well. So basically just surround yourself with as much positivity as you can. Number 7 is don't lower your standards. Let the good people come to you. They will. I 100% believe this. At every junction of my life, I've been feeling hopeless or down or lonely, good people have come and found me. And I'm very thankful. I'm thankful for all my friends and beautiful family that I love very much. So yeah, just trust that the universe is sending you good people, because it is. Number 8 is trust your intuition. It never misses. 100%, especially if you're a girl. Go and read Women Who Run with Wolves. It will literally just give you an awakening about how important listening to your intuition is. Number 9 is read the book, watch the movie, rest when you need to. And basically all that is like saying, when you need to rest, or whether you need to rest or enjoy yourself, just do it, because we're only here once. You know, there's no do-overs. This is one time only. And, you know, killing yourself doing something that is negatively affecting you, it's not worth it. Like, and I say that while I'm burning myself out at my job, but like, you know, do things that you enjoy to give your soul rest and time to rejuvenate itself. Number 10 is never get tired of going to things by yourself. That's when you have the most fun. I've done this twice this year already. I went to the Red Hot Chili Peppers by myself, and I went to the 1975 concert by myself. I'm sure there's something else I've done alone, but I've been doing this since I was 18 years old. If you want to go to something, just buy the ticket and go. Just if you want to do something, go and do it by yourself. Don't wait for your friends to book a ticket to go on a holiday. Don't wait for your mates to, you know, go and see that movie. Go to the gig that you want to go to. Just go and do it and enjoy the experience. I understand that's really hard for people that are more introverted or shy, but sometimes you just have to go and do it. Otherwise you're going to be sitting waiting around for people to do things with you all the time, and that sometimes it just doesn't happen. So why miss something that you really want to do just because somebody else hasn't gotten back to you? Just go and do it. Okay, sorry about that. We just had a slight intermission. My parents were having a very loud conversation. So back to the list of things that I've learnt in 29 years. So number 11 was drink water as much as you can. Self-explanatory, don't need to go too much into that. Make sure you're hydrated, people. Number 12 was always wear sunscreen. It's the reason people think you're 21 still. So I mean, there's probably going to be somebody on the internet that thinks I look like an old hag, but I often, when I tell people my age, they're like surprised. I mean, I don't think it's all to do with wearing sunscreen. I definitely think it's genetic. Both my parents look quite young. All my family, in fact. Everybody looks young. So I think SPF has a little bit to do with it because my skin is quite good. So number 13 is that journaling helps your mental health, keep this habit. 100% journaling is my way of talking to myself. It without sounding crazy, it assists me in feeling good about myself and talking through issues that I'm having. And yeah. Number 14 is moving your body at least once a day, and preferably in the morning, makes you so much happier. This is only something that I have learned recently. I started doing, if you've watched any of the videos on this channel, you'll know I started doing Pilates regularly in October last year, and literally since then I feel like a whole different person. Like, I am productive in the morning, I get up, I go to Pilates at 6 a.m. most days, and I get so much more done during the day, and I'm so much more, like, less lethargic, I guess, which is another thing. And yeah, anyway, you guys can see any of the stuff you want to know about that and all my other exercise things on the channel that's there. Number 15 is keep trying to learn that second or third language. Your brain works better. This 100% is the truth. For me, I've noticed ever since that I started learning a second language, it's made me a better writer. It's made me think about how I structure my sentences a lot more, like a lot better. And it's just, in general, I feel like I am smarter for it. I think more clearly, I can think quicker and all of those things. 16 is you are lucky even when you don't feel it. Again, self-explanatory. I do live a very blessed life. I'm very lucky with my family and friends and everybody that's around me. Yeah, I love it here. I really love it here, and it sounds crazy because I think the very first video on this channel I was in a really bad place. And probably 6 months later, that's now, I just am so different. It's ridiculous. So that 17 is one walk a day is rebellious to society, or whatever Sarah Wilson wrote in her book. So I'm currently reading this book, This One Wild and Precious Life by Sarah Wilson. She is an Australian journalist / writer, and I think she's a journalist, I don't know. And I bought this for myself actually last year on my birthday, and I only just started reading it recently. I'm not up to here, I'm up to here. So I'm about halfway through it. It is such a good book if you are looking for a book to feel better about the world. This is the one. The first half you might feel a bit, what are you talking about? But just keep going. It's really, really good. But she basically says that walking makes you a better person, and that it is an act of rebellion, and it is. I wholeheartedly believe it. Number 18 is look around you, take stock of the beautiful world that we are in, and look up from your phone. This is something that I have been learning how to do, particularly in the last year, despite filming everything that I do. But I find that it's a really good way to connect with myself and really think and recognize the beauty in what is happening around me. Yeah, I think it's really important to just be able to exist and not have to worry about what our phones are saying. Number 19 is don't get caught up in what other people think of you. If you're happy and not hurting anyone, fuck what they think. That's it. There's no other. That's it. That's the message. Number 20 is some people don't deserve your forgiveness, your time, or your energy. I have been saying this to myself for the longest time, and I wholeheartedly believe it. It's a difficult lesson to learn. Because, you know, I think there's this narrative where people say, oh, well, you have to forgive the person or else you're carrying the grudge. You're not carrying a grudge. I don't think the people that I haven't forgiven don't deserve forgiveness. And I will carry the grudge. It's not even a grudge. It's just like I don't even think about them. And they don't deserve the peace of knowing that I've forgiven them. And it doesn't cause me any internal disquiet to know that they're not forgiven. Because if I forgive them, it's actually treating myself badly. So there's that. Number 21 is the love you've given to others that they haven't returned is never wasted. this one makes me emotional because I think so much of my 20s was sharing parts of myself that I did willingly, and I feel like in a lot of ways I've lost parts of who I am because of it. But I also realised that what I have lost, I've gained in other ways, and the love that I've given to people, they've needed it at the time, and I'm never lacking in self-love. So that's what's most important. And, you know, if something doesn't work out and you've put your all into it, I think it's not wasted. You've put your entire being into something and it just hasn't worked out, and that's because it's not for you. And that's okay, and the love that you've done isn't wasted, because I believe that everything that you put out comes back to you. So the love that you put out will come back to you eventually. So don't even worry about it. It hasn't been wasted. Number 22, believe that love is out there. You give it to yourself every day. This just follows on from the last one, in that, you know, obviously things don't work out, but love is still out there, and it's still possible for everybody, because we're all loving ourselves in little ways during the day. Whether you push snooze on your alarm in the morning to sleep that extra 5 minutes, whether you spend that little bit of extra time in the shower, whether you decide to make yourself a nice healthy lunch so that you feel good for the rest of the day, or whether you decide to have a pizza at night for dinner because you literally can't be bothered cooking. There are tiny little bits of self-love that we all do every single day, whether we acknowledge them as self-love or not. And I think that's just evidence that love exists and that it's all around us all the time, and you just have to be open to it and open to receiving it from yourself and from other people. So there's that. 23 is find time to be creative. It is essential to your happiness. I think this should go for everybody, even the people that say I'm not creative. You don't have to be good at something to be creative. Like, get paint and just do the thing. Like, you can get joy from being creative without it being a masterpiece. 24, sometimes you can keep a little secret for yourself. It's fun. You don't have to tell anyone anything that you don't want to tell them. And sometimes not telling people things is so much more fun, and having it for yourself. Like, even if it's just like you're wearing matching undies, or, you know, maybe don't do it, maybe don't have an affair. Like, that's not the kind of secret that I'm talking about. I'm talking about like fun little secrets, like, oh, I bought myself a present today, or, you know, whatever. Fun secrets only. Keep them for yourselves. Enjoy them. It's fun to have your own little world that nobody else knows about. Number 25 is always looking for a silver lining isn't weakness. Finding a light in the dark is strength. I'm not going to cry making this video. That is the biggest thing. Oh my God. Get a grip, hun. I think for me, I often find positivity in things that don't deserve positivity, and it's been to my detriment in the long run. However, I still don't think it's a bad thing to look at things and try and see the good in it, because otherwise, like, I would just be so sad all the time if I didn't do that. So that's number 25. Number 26 is meditation is important. It makes you kinder. That, plus it makes you more self-aware, and I think that in turn is what makes you kinder. I really enjoy meditation, even if it's just deep breathing and really focusing on what I'm breathing in and out and what's going through my mind. Definitely a handy tip and tool. And you don't have to be good at it. Once again, just start with a 3-minute meditation. Go on YouTube, type it in. It's fine. It's a really easy skill to build up if you're consistent with it. Number 27 is, if you want to do something, jump at it without hesitation. We only have one life, and it truly isn't that long. Exactly. If you want to do something, if you want to start a YouTube channel, start it. If you want to learn how to drive, find out how you can get lessons. If you want to start a business, go to the library, borrow some books, start learning about how to start a business. You don't have to do things, you know, whatever you want to do, you can do it. If you want to read 50 books in a year, make a list of the books that you want to read, start reading them. If you want to watch every single movie ever, go tonight, get the movie, open up Netflix, start watching it. You know, like, anything that you want to do, just jump in and wholeheartedly do it. The best people in this life are people that don't give a shit about anything that holds them back or makes them feel as though what they're doing is stupid. Like, I wish that I could go back and tell myself when I was younger to just love things with reckless abandon, to enjoy things with reckless abandon, to not give a shit about what is cool and what's not cool, and to really enjoy things. And I am making a call out to everybody watching this video. If you've gotten this far, if you enjoy something, don't worry. I mean, unless it's harmful to others, do not worry about whether or not other people think it's cool. Who cares what other people think? Like, you're the one living in this existence. And if people make you feel bad about something that you like, they're losers. I'm sorry. They're the biggest losers I've ever. People that neg people for things they enjoy, losers. Then there's nothing worse than being a loser. Number 28. Find beauty and fun in the small moments in life. The mundane can be the best parts. And this thing is, I've been doing this forever. I will find something, or I'll just do the littlest thing. Like, I'll go to the shops and be like, oh, and I just look for the really wonderful moments of humanity that we see around us every day. You know, like, you can go to the park and just see a little old couple walking, holding hands, or, you know, a baby picking up a dandelion for the first time, dogs running around, flopping around with their tongues out and their ears flopping everywhere, rolling in the grass. Those are small moments that aren't life-changing, insane moments in time. They're things that happen every single day, every single, you know, minute. But, you know, they're beautiful, like the sunset, the clouds, like the shapes they take, everything. Find the beauty in all of the small things and you'll be a bit happier as a person. 29 is never stop believing a dream can be a reality. What is meant for you will never pass you by, and if you've imagined it, it's meant to be yours. That is, I mean, it's probably more than one in there, but I think for me, like, the biggest message in my entire life, particularly in the last 2 years, is that anything that you want to happen can be a reality. And I know that's like sort of like the very first thing, but it's like, don't stop dreaming. If you know, I'm 29 and I'm still a dreamer. I had a dream at the beginning of the year that I was going to go to Turkey this year, or that I was in Turkey, and now this year I'm going. So never stop dreaming, never stop believing everything that you want to happen can happen. Never stop trying to make your life better. Never stop trying to enjoy things. Never worry about what other people think and how they perceive you. What is actually important is how you perceive yourself, and if you're happy with the person that you are. That is the key to life, and it's the only way that we can actually connect with each other. I'm very much myself and happy with myself, and I love who I am as a person, and that has taken me such a long time to get to this point that I'm in right now. And I think that now when I am myself fully, I think that I have never been more myself, and when I meet people, I'm able to meet them on a completely different level than I have been able to before. And I understand people. I'm more willing to be empathetic and, you know, and kind. And that is really, truly what this life is about. It's about being kind and finding solace in each other and in ourselves. And I just am I can't believe I'm getting emotional about this. Stop it, loser. Like, I'm just so happy to be here. I really, really am. I'm just really happy to be here. You know, everything hasn't turned out as I planned by the time I was 29. Like, I'm single. I've moved back into my mum's house, my parents' house. You know, like, I'm not doing my dream job, but I love the life that I've made. Like, I'm traveling for 2 months of this year at least. And yeah, it's just, you know, take this life oh, I've got to go. Take this life by the hands, guys, and really enjoy it. Be yourselves, and if it's safe to be yourself, be yourselves, and just enjoy every single day that you're here, because we literally could all go tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back next week with a new video, hopefully, and yeah, thank you all for being here and contributing to this beautiful existence that I have. I appreciate you, and I hope wherever you are on earth right now, you're having a wonderful day. Bye.